Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, welcome
We're
back.
here. Another week in the books. How we feeling?
Much sadder than last week.
I'm saying that.
Much sadder than last week. It's been a rough week for sports all around. A lot of losses.
There has been. Let's. I'm going to quickly throw out there a sport that I have no pony in the race that we can just say. I don't know if y'all. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with any of the World Series, but last night's game was
18
amazing.
innings.
Like,
goodness.
It was
so
good. And the thing is, like, I didn't get to, because I had started to watch some of it and I didn't get to finish it because we did D&D and stuff. But like, I watched the highlights of the rest of it and I was like, 18 innings.
That's insane.
And they're just going tit for tat, home run, 5-5, and then it goes 18 and then a walk off and the 18th. That's insane.
That's absolutely incredible.
I'm like, it's one of those, like, if I was in it, like, I respect baseball. I wouldn't say I'm a fan because I don't follow it as much as all the other sports, but like if you were a fan of baseball, you would have
you got your money's worth out of that one. Did you see the unique stat that the last time there was a 18 innings game for the World Series, Brad Paisley was also the American anthem singer, and he was the American anthem singer for last night.
What an interesting
stat. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not hear this.
Can you imagine? I'm saying,
so
man.
something about Brad Paisley.
Yeah. He's like, where I get, where I'm going. And then just like 18 innings.
Just 18 innings later. They finished after midnight. There was
crazy.
the clip where they were doing, the Dodgers were doing their celebration, and like their manager was like, all right, later today we have a game.
I'm saying, well, and like we have, it's going on right now.
Yeah.
Toronto's up 2-1 right now.
Ooh, all right.
On top of the fourth.
All
so
right.
we'll see how that goes.
It's a tight series. So.
We'll post on the socials what the final ends up being later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now let's get to the fun and games of it. Do you want to knock out some quick, because the season's young, before we get into the nitty gritty of football, do you want to talk about some basketball really fast?
Yep.
Sure.
So let me just start off. Of the three of us, at least I can go, okay, at least I've won a title recently, I should be happy, right?
No.
Because here's the problem. It's not that, okay, we're currently, as of this filming, 1-3, right? It's not even that we're 1-3. I can deal with that. I've dealt with worse as the Celtics. Bless you.
Excuse me.
It's the fact that at least 2 of those we should have won, which is already depressing. It doesn't help when you should have won the games because you go, we clearly proved that we can hang, but we just get weird at the end. And we would normally do that anyway as a franchise, but closer to the lower end of the season. So I'm hoping, we're young, it's into the season, we got a long way to go.
Yep.
So who knows? I was still kind of hoping for like a 6, 7, 8 seed, which isn't great, but if we can make the playoffs, get Tatum back, I feel good. I think we're missing a couple big guys. It's not about youth. Our new guys we traded for, our rookies, everyone's actually holding their weight well. It's not about scoring. Where scoring is really good.
Yep.
It's the defensive part of it. So rebounds are horrible. Defense is horrible. So we got to get some big guys. And it doesn't help when I look and I see Luke Cornett thriving in San Antonio. And I'm like, shut your mouth. Get out of here.
I always forget. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So they're like, Luke Cornett scored 16, whatever. And I'm like, of course he has a triple-double as Celtics over here can't get a rebound to save their life. So, yeah. How about you guys? How y'all doing?
Well, the Timberwolves are 2-2, so that's about where I expected to be. So our last loss, Anthony Edwards is out for 2 weeks with a hamstring. So
is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine was throwing a parlay, and it was like a 6-game parlay, and the last one was the Timberwolves Nuggets, and he bet against the Wolves because Anthony Edwards was out, and unfortunately he was correct. But the Nuggets are a good team. But yeah, it's just we're playing good ball. But we'll see if we can keep it going.
You're playing consistent ball. Because the thing is, like, you're not any worse.
No,
which is good.
And it hasn't been any blowouts. There's been some really good, at least really good competitive games. So
it's been an oddly high scoring beginning to the season.
Yeah.
We got the Bulls coming out with, what was it, 146 points?
Yeah, I mean, the Nuggets and Timberwolves were 127 and 114.
Y'all are scoring in the 120s. Y'all have a few games scoring 120s.
Yeah.
I don't think the Mavs do.
Well, it was like when the Celtics lost, it was like when they lost to, I don't think it was Detroit, it might have been one of the other games. It was like, Jaylen Brown scored like 41.
Yeah.
D. White scored 20-something, and then old boy scored, I forget his name, not Pritchard, but the other new guy, scored like 20, and I'm like, and y'all still lost. So I'm like,
I say that. We scored 139 against the Raptors. So
there you
it's
go.
like, everybody's just scoring so much. Yeah. And I don't know many major rule changes that would lead to such.
I mean, for free throws, there was the Stephen Curry, or the Curry one where if you shoot and he hits a hand, it's now a foul.
Okay.
After the shot,
okay.
but I don't know if that's gonna lead to that much more.
It's just so crazy. I feel like pace is really high this year.
Yeah, pace is high.
Styles of play is just progressing.
Yeah, because it's no longer as defensively minded as it used to be.
Sure. It's just weird because they made those rule changes like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Pace of play just seems like super high right now. And you could say, teams are settling into the new squads and everything, but man, it's just crazy.
Honestly, I just think it's the evolution of the game now, where it's just so much more is stocked on accuracy and the ability to shoot the ball. It's no longer position players. All right, can everyone score from anywhere?
Yeah, 100%.
And it's now, I think right now, at least at the beginning of the season, it's getting to that point where everybody's showing that they can.
Yeah.
Because before it's like, all right, you had to have a defensive player, you had to have a two-way player,
right?
You had to have your lights-out shooter, and now it's all right. Can everyone put up 10, 15 points in a game?
Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of like I was watching one of the games the other day. It wasn't one of the Celtic games, but I was watching it. And like you said, the pace is through the roof because it's like now you're dealing with a court full of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The goal is to get the ball in your hand and out of your hand and in the basket as quickly as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So you're going 1, 2, 3, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom, and then you're shuffling maybe a couple times, and it's like, goodness gracious.
Yep.
That's why the scores are just through the roof, and why like Austin Reeves went for 50 something and then 40 something 2 days back to back. Geez.
I have a suspicion though that's going to cause a lot of more like hamstring injuries, ankle injuries because they're hustling so much.
Yeah.
They're going to be pushing their bodies. What we talked about, it's the NFL problem. We talked about it before. It's going to be a problem where I really think there's going to be a lot more of those kind of like stress injuries, not necessarily like bad landing, just sheer exhaustion injuries.
Well, that's why I hope with Boston, I'm not hitting the panic button like I was laughing with y'all earlier about being like, should we tank and get a lottery pick? I'm like, we're 4 games into the season. So, but because Celtics have a style of playing that I think right now they're having to adjust because teams are playing quicker.
Yeah.
And we are a young team, and I know we have a lot of new guys that we got rid of our championship core, but like, if you can play the long game and kind of stay in the middle of the pack, or at least in the top 8, all the way through, and just play your game and win more than you lose, which sounds stupid. Get Tatum back, maybe make some big trades at the end or whatever. But like, I don't feel bad yet.
No, and I think now more than ever, any team can beat any team, especially in the playoffs. Especially now that first round is a game is game to 7 instead of that game to 5.
Yeah.
And so it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
It makes for a longer playoff series, but it gives a chance for teams to make that comeback run.
Exactly.
And if you make the playoffs, any team at this point, and you've seen it with really any team in the past few years, there's been plenty of teams that have made runs deep into the playoffs from being a 6 seed, a 7 seed.
Yeah.
Indiana last year,
exactly.
Right?
The
Weren't they like 6th?
Yeah.
They were low. Even the Mavs 2 years back, we made a few pushes towards the conference final. We should not have been there necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, Timberwolves were last year as well.
Even the finals. I don't think anybody had Mavericks versus Celtics in the finals at all.
No.
Maybe Boston, but
Mavs
were like...
Yeah, there may have been a few brackets out there, but generally speaking, I don't think...
No.
It's always Denver.
Yeah,
always Denver.
I think it's interesting, and even the teams like Denver, they're changing their... Because they were, with Jokic, very slow pace.
Slow-paced team,
But even they are having to pick it up. I mean, you look at Aaron Gordon playing against Golden State the other night. He looked like he was a splash brother. Like, they're just dribble the ball out and then just take threes, and that's we live and die by that. So honestly, I guess everybody's taking a page out of the Celtics book.
Yeah,
because that was y'all for the longest. We're just going to shoot 93s a game.
Yeah,
see what happens.
Because Mazzulla is very analytical, so he's like, because 2s matter, and I hate when they say like, well, 2s don't really matter, 3s matter. I'm like, no, 2s matter because have you ever seen a game when you lose by 1?
Right.
Like, if you made 1 more 2, you would have won.
Exactly.
But it's one of those things like, it's like when people are, it is annoying sometimes when you see a game evolve in a way that it's like, it's not like how people compare it to the 90s, where it's like before it was like very gritty and very whatever, then it evolved where the 3 mattered a lot more.
Yeah.
And now it's like only 3s.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I love Boston, but they made it a little weird.
I would argue that it's only 3s until you're in a 7-game series against a team that's matched up with you.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was always the argument with like the mid post players. Like, they're good, they can score, but an ISO player is just not needed anymore. what is every playoff game turned into?
Yeah.
2 ISO players and who can score most in the ISO.
I mean, it showed with SGA.
Yeah.
How many shots did he get from the top of the key? It wasn't a 3-point shot, but it was that long range 2 that he was able to literally walk into.
He's not a dunker.
No, he's not a dunker at all.
He's not Ant.
No, exactly.
If he gets downhill, he can dunk the ball, of course.
But he's not going to power through anybody. Yeah.
He's not John Morant. He's not Ant. He's not any of that. He literally earned. Is he a 3-point shooter? Sure. Well, there's a ton of way better 3-point shooters. It's just that he can get in there and it becomes an ISO game because once you get to that top echelon, it does become a 2-way game again because everybody's good at everything.
Yep.
It's kind of like a high school player going to college.
Yeah.
There's literally the exact same levels. It's just within the NBA where it's like you have your low-ranked teams like, I don't know, who the...
Your Hornets or your...
I don't know why I went straight to 76ers. But you have these low-ranked teams, and it's just, they might have a good player. It's just they can't keep up.
Right.
They can't keep up. There's too much.
And this is just going to bear. Everyone needs to do everything. Like, there's something so unnatural seeing Wembayama, shoot a 3.
Dude, it's nuts.
Like, what are you doing?
There was that, I think I saw the highlight of him. He blocked the shot in astronomical fashion. Somebody got him the rebound, gave it back to him, and he took, it wasn't even a close 3. It was like 2 steps back.
Yeah.
His 2 steps back. Logo. But he drains it though. Just like he takes 4 strides across the across the court. Nothing but net. It was incredible.
It's crazy.
It's incredible.
I love basketball. I do not think Wembanyama is going to be the next guy. I think he's going to be
They're
great.
hoping he is.
Spurs
are 3-0 right now. They're hoping. They're hitching their stuff to the
people are
button right
saying that he's like the next top 5 player, like of all time. That
Interesting.
He's got, and I think he has the potential for it. I just, for some reason, I think he's going to be great, but I don't think he's going to be like top 5 greatest of all time level.
If he stays healthy and puts up this production and keeps up this production, maybe. But I think injury's going to get him first. It's the problem with every other tall, great player.
Well, I mean,
really
he missed like half the season or a little less than half when last year because he had the blood clot.
Blood clots, yeah. So that's another thing.
Health is
one
be
more
a huge factor for him.
One more scare like that, and that's in his early seasons.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know his build. I think he's obviously injury prone because there's just. Now I will say he has a really good training staff.
That is one thing to say. Nowadays, the training staffs are like 100% better than what they used to be.
He put a little weight on himself too in off-season because what's funny is they're like,
do
he
a
bolts
reverse
up and I'm like, the wind will still carry him away.
No,
like
for
he's
sure.
still
doing a reverse Zion at that point.
Well, and coming out of France, I mean, I watched, there was a little documentary when he was coming out of France into the NBA. And, like, he spent a ton of time with some really good trainers just working on particularly his ankles. Because, he's built like this.
Yeah.
So
ankles and knees right there.
What's going to happen is going to be that. And so, if he's really taking the time, it's a possibility. I think he's got the potential to do it. I don't know. I feel like he's going to get injured. Or I think the whole game is going to change around him. Case in point, Kevin Durant was pretty much a similar
case, yeah.
7-footer, dribble, shoot, guard, skills, all that. And he's for sure one of the best scorers to ever play. Now, his defense wasn't as good, but I don't think he ever cared to play defense like that. So.
I think
and Wembanyama's regular defense isn't that good. His shot blocking is good.
And I think that's what sets him apart from KD in that aspect, where KD was never asked or took it upon himself to be that guy, but Wembanyama, he's leaning fully into it where he
likes being a shot blocker.
He loves being because he can do it easily. Well, especially with how people are shooting, they don't have the high arcs like you have you have your Steph Curry who can shoot it up into the rafters, but that's about it. Yeah. You have a couple other guys that do a high enough arc. Anybody else is shooting flat threes and he can swat those no problem before it even gets close to the rim.
I'll be interested to see how teams adjust. I think before people were just leaving them open.
Yeah.
Not super open, but like you would leave a 7'3" guy trying to shoot a 3, right? And and when they can make it work, because case in point, Dirk wasn't even athletic, but he could shoot and he could handle the ball. That's all you really need.
Yeah.
So he's got the opportunity, but I don't know.
It's going to be interesting. Like right now, it's too early to tell because he's so young too.
Oh yeah.
Because when did he get in at 19? Or was he 20 already?
It was young. I don't
remember. Because this is his 3rd year, I think.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like I think he was either 19.
This is his 3rd year.
He was either 19 or just turned 20, and I'm like, so he's still a young guy.
He's young.
You can tell right now the new because with sports media they're very obvious with who they want to be the guy, and then I think we have so many people that are either about to be leaving or just very close, like the KDs and the LeBrons and Hardens and stuff. So they're hoping, and Ant's still young. You know, he's still a young enough guy that he can go in there and he could. in theory, this is his time coming up.
Yeah.
Because these young dudes are good. It's just a matter of, like you said, if the game evolves past them into a weird way, or injuries are not going to be great for him.
Yeah.
Because what's so fascinating to me is, like, there was injuries in the 90s, but I don't know, and maybe y'all can be able to tell me, like if you're Wemby, right, do you think it would benefit him? Like, he put on some muscle, but, like, I feel like their ankles and their legs are so fragile with how little they are.
There's only so much muscle you can put in.
Because they're 7 foot tall, but there's, like, just toothpicks.
Right.
And I get nervous every time they dunk or run or do anything because I'm like, you're going to break.
Right.
Like, even like Chet Holmgren. I'm like, even he's like just blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's so strange to me, the new 7 footer.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. There's only so much you can put on that frame.
Yeah.
Just because they're thin dudes. Now, that being said, there are ways. Some would say roids, but Giannis went from looking like a pool noodle to
That's true.
Halfway like
but it really it's how much risk you want to put on your body though, because it's not like you can focus muscle and mass on one specific. You can do it to a certain extent, but you
100%.
can't do it.
It's either everything or
nothing.
nothing.
Exactly. The rest of your frame completely changes, and by doing that, the entire essence of his game would change at that point. I don't know if he wants to do that.
Or just stretching.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if just certain kind of stretches or whatever.
Maybe.
Would
Yeah.
work.
I'm
I
no expert. Yeah.
His routines are pretty crazy. Have you ever seen his pregame?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, his pregame is wild. Like, he looks like an alien. Well, for one, he's built like he's built.
Well, he's built like an alien.
He's built like an alien. But then, in order to keep the ankles and everything, like I think they said like 60% of his thing is mobility work and stretching of the tendons in the ankle.
Interesting. Yeah.
Literally, they're like hooking bands to his toe, to the bench. He's doing all these weird movements, and he's like doing these weird. Like, it almost looks like he's doing yoga.
It is. Yeah. It really is.
Probably have to be.
Yeah.
But if it works.
Yeah.
I mean, you look silly, but who cares?
No, because it's all about
it's $40 million worth of silly.
It really is all about how limber you can make your body at that point, and how well that can be sustained. And so, the more limber your body is, and the less stress you put it to the max, the longer you'll go. It's a basic concept.
What's crazy is his footwork got really it was good. His footwork looks like he's a guard.
Mm-hmm. He spent the offseason just doing all sorts of stuff. Like, do you see that picture of him in like the monk temple, like doing all these, meditating and things? I'm like, he was been a weird offseason.
I think that is the key, though, his footwork, because every other big guy was slow and clunky, and he's going to be one of the first big guys that's able to show how quick you can be, and that's going to be able to help his feet get under him whenever he's falling. You're talking about how he is treating his ankles. Learning how to fall is the biggest thing for big guys like that.
And because he's so big, like, he's just ridiculous. He doesn't have to risk it all to dunk the ball.
No.
Right? Like John Morant.
That's the good news.
It is a full body exhibition every time he goes up. He's like 6'1". John Morant's like 6'1".
Yeah.
He's little.
He's
comparatively. Now he can jump 50-something inches, I'm sure.
Right, but that's also farther to fall, though.
Yeah, it's a lot further to fall.
That's why all those falls are super scary when they land and they start grimacing and they don't immediately get up, because you never know how that fall. It could look fine, and that's a torn ACL, even though it looked fine.
One wrong fall.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, when he dunks, when he gets up in the air, he dunks often with two hands and holds onto the rim.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart too.
It's just, hey, we're playing conservation at this point. He knows he can dunk the ball. Like,
because there's no reason for him to do something different when he's that big.
100%.
Like, you don't need to be doing anything flashy. Like,
but it's an ego thing, right? Like, I'm gonna.
Well, like Zion, where it's like, dude, he'll windmill dunk that thing, and you're like, you're losing by 40. I'm like, bro, take the right risk. Right. And then you get the one where it's like, I'm hoping last year was an awakening, even though it was just a few. It was 3 too many stars with those Achilles injuries. So it's like this year, hopefully, maybe people took it more seriously. Like, oh, maybe I should stretch.
We'll see. We'll see.
But season's young. We got a long way to go. Mavs are right there with Boston as far as record goes. I think Timberwolves.
We're all right in the middle. So
and it's still early. Like it's one of those basketball I love, but I really start to care more in December.
Yeah.
Like December-ish, maybe January is when I really focus.
I want to talk coaching differences. I don't know nothing about your coach. Sorry, your coach doesn't make headlines.
No, he doesn't. Hey, he did when he got run over, and then that's about it.
Yeah, he doesn't say a whole lot.
No, he doesn't.
He's still not.
I like that he's quiet. He's more quiet.
I have to remind myself who your coach is. That guy. He's always standing. He's just like this. He just looks like grumpy old man. He's just.
That's hilarious.
Missoula had an interesting media question pop up, and then Kid had a similar media question. They have totally opposite takes. So Missoula said they were asking about rebounding and defense, and he said, if you're on the floor, you rebound every ball, you play defense every ball, or I'll find somebody who does.
Yeah.
All 5. and he just kept repeating the same thing over and over. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Kid is like, we are using these 5 no matter what. These 5 will stay on the court. I don't care if we shoot 1 for 64. These 5 stay on the court. Well, Cooper plays
interesting
point guard.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I'm not worried about Boston, because
Yeah.
Missoula will figure it out.
Yeah.
He's also dealing with a new team. Like that's why, like
Yeah.
I will forgive whatever happens this season, good or bad. The problem with Mavs is like I don't know if that's a kid answer or if that's a Nico answer or if that's a fan because
That's a kid.
Because my thing is it's like why would you keep the same 5?
So this is an interesting.
You have a team.
I actually think it is genius long term. Like you're playing a really long game. He did the same thing in Milwaukee. They hated it. Ousted him. He did the same thing for the Mavs. He did not play the best lineup because they have like a majority list of how many minutes you play each lineup. He didn't play our best lineup for a majority for any regular season game, like ever.
That's crazy.
And then first round of playoffs even, he's still putting in random lineups. He's putting random people in there.
Because he's one that swaps out all 5 at a time, yeah.
Constantly. And then when it gets to like, conference final, then all of a sudden we've got all our best guys in. And people are like, they're not used to playing with each other. Maybe that is an argument you can make, but at the same time, took them all the way to the finals.
But it's also he's had a whole season to figure out which couple of people play off of each other well. And
but if you notice, we always have like an 8th man who just is killing it.
Yeah.
That's because everybody will get a shot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you missed every shot last game, you're getting minutes.
I will say though, I think this is the moment where we notice not having Kyrie, because even if you're not a fan of his, he is the leader. Like he will lead it.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's so weird because like you're watching them like, and they're not playing like horrible, but you can tell like they need someone to be like, bro, okay, I'll sift this ball out a little.
Well, and right now we don't have. Well, we do. This is where I'm a little iffy on it, but I get what's happening. He wants to play Cooper at point guard to get him used to having the ball and making decisions.
Yeah.
So we're living with all these bad decisions.
Yeah,
but it's young guy who's
it's
never
experience
played
that he's got to have, though. That's the problem.
So
well, good and bad news there. Yeah.
Well, and he didn't play point guard in college, really. Like I'm sure he ran it a little bit, but he was mostly a 2-3. I think he even played 4.
But who's your other point guard though? That's the thing.
Well,
Kyrie's
we have D'Angelo
out.
Russell. After that, I think Dante Exum went somewhere else, or he retired.
Yeah, I think D'Lo's kind of our bread and butter at the moment. But it's kind of like when with Lakers putting Anthony Davis at the 5, right? Is that the one? He's like, I don't want to play the 5.
I don't want to play the 5.
But they just kept putting him there.
Yeah.
He just said it all the time, and they just keep putting him there, and he's like,
Constantly.
guys, stop it. So it's it is what it is. It's one of those things where I'm like, I think I'm not worried. Obviously, if anyone's like freaking out right now, then
It's way too early to freak out.
Yeah, you never really watch basketball or a sport because it's just too. Now with football, it's different because there's so little games.
Yeah.
That if you lose 4, you're like,
Well,
that's
there's
done.
yeah.
For. Yeah,
That's
you're like
the
a
problem.
You've lost 25. That's like us losing 20.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the compromise between your football, who has way too few games, versus your baseball, who has way too many games. I even still think the NBA has a couple extra than I would prefer, but that's just personally me because it's hard to follow 4 games in a week at that point, But it's still able to be followed a lot easier and keep up with that.
Well, and because you can miss a few games, and in theory, like either look up the highlights or whatever and be like, okay, I feel like I watched it.
Yeah.
Like with football, because there's so little, every game matters. So you watch it and you're like, oh, I got to pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and each player, if you're not the quarterback, you're getting what? If there's 16 games, best case scenario, you're getting like what? 100 shots to do something?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 shots a week for like a starting basketball player. Like I could be a 6-man. I'll probably get 100 shots a week.
Yeah.
So, especially in this league, I might get 150.
I'm saying nowadays, Boston.
Yeah.
But then with load
like 300.
management at this point being such a huge conversation, like that's
It is an interesting one.
Yeah.
It is
Well, because then
interesting.
you have like your old heads, like Chuck and Shaq have talked a lot of smack about how people don't like playing games, and it's like they're making fun of them for it. But at the other time, they're playing a lot of high-paced games. I would argue that the energy intensity, not necessarily physicality, but the energy intensity nowadays is infinitely more than what it used to be in the 90s. Because we were talking about how fast-paced a game is.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't imagine, being as slow as they were in the 90s. Back then, they would hold the ball and just sit there for multiple possessions, get to the end of the shot clock, put your shot up, and repeat. And both sides would do it.
Triangle offense.
All
24 seconds, every shot.
Old Spurs plays where they're just passing the ball around 5, 6, 7 times. You know, and that was not just a Spurs thing. That was when it was the whole, a good chunk of the league doing that kind of ball.
Grind era.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I now in a week we'll be like, okay, Celtics are 1-10, and we'll see what happens.
Then we'll start to worry.
And
I'll
be like, all right, guys,
trend.
Get your life together, guys.
Then we're gonna freak out. Now I do have to say before we wrap up, basketball, kind of on a lighter note, what in the world's going on with Jaylen Brown? Okay. Why is he wearing spray paint hair? And
isn't it crazy, dude?
That was hilarious.
Dude.
And he's not even going. What's so strange is I don't think he's going bald because he had.
No.
Well, because
the barber just must have messed up that one.
Something happened he's not happy with because the dude is covered in hair. I don't know, man. He was in dreads all 3 years.
Who knows? Who knows?
Sure,
I think he shaved the dreads and it got a little too messed up.
Yeah, he definitely. He has hair. That's true. He definitely has less hair than maybe the others his age in the league, and it's a little noticeable for sure.
That's hilarious.
If you ever see him for one, you just look after he wiped it off. You can see where the recession is. And I'm all about it. I think it's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I think it's very funny because he's like a tough guy in the league. Ooh ha ha, and it's like I need to put my spray paint on before I go out in front of the cameras.
It's like right now he's not confident enough. It's not so bald he can shave it, but he also if he can't grow it like normal, you could tell where his insecurity is.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you better not be concentrating on that chalk. You better be freaking playing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about your hair.
He needs to Derek White it. Just
shave it off.
Dude, Derek White got teased one time and it was gone the next season. He knew what to do.
I mean,
he was
as soon as it becomes noticeable, you just commit to it. There's nothing else you can do. Yeah.
His hair started back behind his ears. It was a problem.
Well, because if you look at him when he was with San Antonio, he had enough there where you didn't really pay attention. And it was like something. As soon as we traded for him, it's like it went from here to just a puff back here, and then so he put a headband on, so you never noticed.
Right.
And then I remember when he first took it off, Shaq roasted the hell out of him, and that was his downfall right there. When Shaq roasts you, you're done.
Poor guy.
Poor D. White.
Is a wrap.
No respect for D. White.
I don't know. I'm excited that basketball is back.
Me too. Yeah.
Also, light note. Do you see what they were doing for the national anthem for flag?
Oh yes.
So because Texas has instead of doing the stars,
right?
Rockets or the flag was still there.
So funny.
Oh, they are loving it. I think he's gonna. I hope he lasts longer than Luka did. Although Luka's out.
Yeah, for a while, a couple weeks, right?
Dude.
For a week or two.
Yeah. Him and LeBron.
Everybody was like,
LeBron's got old man-itis, whatever it is.
LeBron's about to be named in a whole controversy. He's hanging out right now. He's like, I'm not playing basketball.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a billionaire who is about to get fraud on my name. So, who knows? You ready to talk about the real depressing stuff?
Let's do it.
We held off. See, it's never good when you're fine with your basketball teams not doing great.
Yeah.
It's just so you don't have to talk about your football teams.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so do you want to go first?
Well, let's just talk about just injuries just in general, because I thought we were going to do great. I thought we were back from the bye and we were going to do great, and then the Eagles blew us out, and then now the Chargers blew us out, and it just wasn't pretty. And now Wentz has a surgery on his arm.
So I was going to say Wentz is out.
Yeah, Wentz is out. Apparently, so the rumor is
you're back in.
Woo! The rumor is he actually tore something in his left shoulder in London.
And he tried to play.
And he tried to play through it. Yeah. Dude, I felt so bad for him every time looking at the close-ups and just see him wincing. There's wincing.
All right, guys, that's our podcast. Thanks for listening.
No. But did you see the clip of him after the game where he's just in tears because of how much pain he's in? That's got to suck.
You just feel for him, man.
You know he's getting them tramadol shots or whatever it is. And
there's only so much that can do,
If that's not working, you got to go get it taken care of. Because that could numb a horse.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see if good old J.J. McCarthy's got his ankle back, because Lord knows it shouldn't take him 6 weeks to get an ankle, recovered.
Yeah, because y'all played some guy I'd never heard of.
Yeah, it was our third string.
Max, I pulled it up here, Max Brosmer.
Yeah, just our third string from nowhere. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening.
Well, and then our boy we talk about a lot, Scatabo.
Oh, poor guy.
Dude, that ankle was gnarly.
That looked rough.
Because you had texted that, and I was like, we not texted. We had talked about it, and I was like, that ankle just freaked me out.
Yeah.
Like, because there's some injuries you watch. It was kind of like with Gordon Hayward when he hurt his. It was like there's certain ones where like,
or Paul George.
You like they fall like the Achilles, right? You can sometimes you can
know
hear
there's
it,
something wrong.
You know there's something wrong. You know whatever. But when someone's leg or foot or arm or whatever is like
the wrong
this,
way,
the wrong direction.
yeah, because we were talking about the it makes me because we were talking about the for baseball the Tommy John.
Yep.
Where it's like you can see it.
Yeah.
And you're like
that one you can see the tendons going, and then this one it's like he just his one foot was this way and the other foot was that way.
Yeah. You're like,
that was not cool.
Like I don't want to have to see it.
Yeah.
And his poor little ankle was just like facing the wrong way. It's brutal.
Yeah.
So but you hate to see it because we're not Giants fans, but we had some.
Yeah.
We talked about him so much.
We were Scadaboo fans at very
I
least.
was a Scadaboo fan for
that,
sure.
That
I was ready to buy a jersey. I'm still going to buy a jersey.
Dude, that walking, talking CTE, we were super thrilled about him.
Yeah.
We were like, let's go.
Did you see him him and Dart even like did the headbutt as he was going off the field?
Yeah. We got to get some Scadaboo jerseys.
Yeah.
We got to make it happen. But who else? There was a couple other ones, I think, too.
Those are the main
injuries.
Those are the main ones.
Those are the big ones that I remember seeing.
This one, there was. Well, I think they thought Saquon, but I think he's okay.
No, he's fine.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah. But
is Lamar back?
he was supposed to be back this last week, and then I had to do some fancy waiver claims on him.
Yeah.
But supposedly next week, we'll see.
Yeah, it's a rough start to the year for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Injuries sure haven't been nice, but
thankfully the Cowboys have not been as injury prone now that CD's back.
Yeah, now that CD's back, since our last major injury, we haven't had an injury.
Well,
which is nice.
Well, and like you feel
it's been 2 days since the last.
It's like it's been 0 days, it's been 1 day.
Don't worry, this is about the time Dak breaks a finger. So
I'm actually really worried about it. It's always that hand.
Always this time.
Every time he goes down, I'm like half convinced he's gonna get up on that hand.
Mm-hmm.
Your line's been holding up pretty well though, all things considered.
I mean, I looked at last game and I'm thinking to myself like, what could we have done? We lost to the better team.
Yeah.
Like that just shows you. It's one of those things where you can go like I could be an optimistic Cowboy fan all day, but when you play a team that is just they're just better.
The Cowboys tightened up. Whatever the Broncos just tightened up. Whatever they did, like defensively, they stopped you guys, and then just offensively, Bo Nix was just on another level though too.
And you look back and you go like the Giants put up a better fight, which is also depressing because you're like the Giants are a shell of a team, and somehow they put up a better fight, which pisses you off because the Cowboys I feel like are better than the Giants, but just can't compete.
The Broncos made less completions; they were just throwing for way more yards.
Yeah.
Which I'll be honest says way more about our defense. Our deep defense has always been our problem all year.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the game against the Giants. They were killing us, like running straight up the middle and nobody touching them. But other than that, they were also just throwing for 40, 50 yards.
Yeah.
Well, and Dak, I mean, and if you look at it, you could argue like this is Dak's worst game, like as far as right because what was his yards?
188 yards. Yeah.
So in comparison to these other ones, like there wasn't a lot of conversions. ZD didn't get the ball a lot. It was a lot of run game. I know, like I have Javonte Williams where he was
talking that numbers game. So Dak was 19 for 31 for 188, but then Bo Nix was 19 for 29 for 247. So to your point,
says so much more about the defense.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
100%. I'm not going to blame Dak on that one just because he's making completions.
Right.
Like you're completing the throw.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Our defense just allowing what is that yards per? Like they're allowing a lot of yards per throw.
Yeah,
that's just a problem.
Because the completions he's getting aren't going anywhere.
Yeah,
so it's like you can only do so much. That's why I'm like
first read's covered, second read's covered. I'm gonna check down to the third, and
Dak. Everyone's first instinct all the time when you see Cowboys lose is like, is Dak an MVP quarterback? And you're like, bro, he had a okay game in comparison to his other ones. Not great, but it's not all his fault. And it just showed that we're not ready, which we know that.
Which same thing goes. We couldn't stop a run. They ran for 179 yards. Well, when you're trying to bring in the linebackers, you're just making the pass game that much more susceptible. So you just pick your poison. Do I want to see them run up the middle, or do I want to see them throw the ball and hope that somebody can make a play to stop it? So usually we gamble on that, and we've been gambling all year. Kind of like the Giants, we just gambled and lost.
The only thing on our side as far as the division, which doesn't say much at the end, I guess, but I think we're still second if I'm not mistaken, because everyone else lost too. So Giants lost, Washington lost, Philly won, which is we kind of knew.
Yeah,
that.
but all right. Do you see that whole debacle with the Philly tush push? So
I saw something about it. I didn't
right.
like really get into it. But
I watched
saw
this
people
one.
being
I watched this
everyone
one
with
live.
it.
So they were not at the end zone. They were in the middle of the field. I think they were maybe like 30, 40 yards out. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Sure.
Okay.
But they do the tush push. Field rolls, stretches over. He's on top of the center, stretching out. Ball gets pulled off of him.
Did see that.
Technically, forward motion had stopped, but he wasn't down by any means. So they pulled the ball out. He fumbles it. So we thought Giants get a hold of it. They call it as dead ball.
Interesting.
He was nowhere near remotely close to being down at all. I was watching it on mute wherever it went over.
Right.
And so I couldn't hear what the official ruling why they didn't, or I think they just ran the next play.
Right.
And so for whatever reason, it wasn't a fumble. But everybody else was thinking, well, it should have been a fumble.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You look at that kind of stuff, and people now that all the stuff with the NBA has been coming out, they're like, check the NFL now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you see stuff like that, and you're just kind of like,
It's hard to argue some of those things.
Some of the ones like that, when you're like, it's in your face.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder. You're
It's
like,
real
how
hard.
how do you argue for that?
Yeah.
Right.
And I hate to be that guy, but like with the Dez Bryant catch, it's like you look at stuff like that and you go like, how?
Yeah.
There's certain things there's certain plays in time where you look at it and you're like, what was this?
Yeah.
Like, what was your thought process?
Yeah.
Were you just scared to call it the other
Especially
way?
now with like New York being the official end all be all, but it's like because that's so much more secure than anything else,
Yeah.
than the local guys on the field. I'd trust the good local guys on the field than the anonymous face in New York. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's tough. With stuff like that, you hate to see it because you want, and I get it. Not every call is going to be called correctly.
No, but
it's
stuff
the
like,
obvious
stuff
ones.
like that. That was rough to watch because it was legitimately he stretched forward. He was on top of other guys, so it's not that he could have been down. Easily stripped it. Ball was loose, and then they tried to get it, and they called it as first down.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
That's odd. It's definitely an odd situation just because the play is something. I mean, it creates a situation that's just not often.
Yeah.
It's almost like a scrum in rugby at that
That's
point
where they
you're
modeled
just
it
like-
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where they modeled it, but the rules of football don't really. They're
Yeah,
not really
they don't
made
mesh
to,
with it,
to
yeah.
be doing that all the time. So it's hard to call because forward progress is a thing.
Yeah.
How do you call it in a scrum?
Yeah.
How do you call forward progress? Because you don't have clear vision. The rules are really more for touching the ground.
Yeah.
So it's weird. You said you're listening on mute. I wonder if they blew the whistle.
I believe that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because if it was a whistle, that changes it a little bit.
It was such a it wasn't like there was like it. From my remembrance, it wasn't as if it was like stretch, visible stop, and then pull. It was a fluid motion of he gets there, gets to about there, and his forward motion was stopped. But as soon as he got there, ball gets stripped. So it was almost immediately. It wasn't as if he was like physically stopped for any amount of time.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because forward progress usually you play until the whistle, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
If you get wrapped up but not taken down,
they usually give you a step or two to see if you can get forward. But
2 or
this
3
one,
yards and then.
but with
whistle
something
blows.
like this where he's prostrate out, he's Supermaning it, over that center. So
So good.
yeah,
It's so good.
It's like you see him again, he's just like.
yeah. So I felt bad for the Giants on that game, losing Scadaboo and losing in that kind of fashion.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So next week we got Minnesota at Detroit.
I am not looking forward to this game. I'll be honest.
Well, I mean, you have Bobby Boucher.
Are you playing?
Yeah.
You have you're in Detroit.
Yeah,
Detroit?
it's gonna be rough.
That's
It's
a
gonna be
4-5
real
game.
rough.
And then
Cold game.
Yeah.
And then Cowboys are Monday Night Football,
Ooh,
Arizona at Dallas.
Oh, that'll be a good game.
So Drake London's coming back off. Oh wait, this is Arizona,
No,
not
this
Atlanta.
is Cardinals. Yeah, other bird team.
Other bird.
That bird's.
I don't know nothing about the
Dog
Cardinals.
birds.
Yeah, we just gotta stop the running back, and we should be okay.
So
Yeah.
I think, right? I don't
Yeah, I mean
I
they're
don't know much about Cardinals.
They're 2-5, so they're not doing fantastic. But they
No,
haven't
don't
been
tell
blown
Cowboys
out.
that.
Yeah, they'll play down, no problem. They will
Don't you
play
worry.
down.
That's our favorite thing.
We can make them look undefeated. That's what we
So Philly's on a bye, so we don't have to worry about them too much.
Yeah.
Giants, 49ers, Chicago, Cincinnati. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I say the Kansas City Buffalo game is going to be a good game.
Oh, we got Pittsburgh versus the Colts.
That'll be a good one.
That'll be real good too. Yep.
Because even Pittsburgh versus Green Bay last week, like
that was a great game.
That was a pretty
good game. Yeah.
I really thought that Pittsburgh was going to take it.
Yeah.
They had their chances, man.
Pittsburgh, like Pittsburgh's going to do it.
Like good old Flacco.
And it just didn't happen.
No.
I'm also excited about Buffalo KC. That'd be a good one too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That's always just a good fun
I like
matchup.
the Buffaloes in general.
I need Buffalo to put them in their place.
Yeah, Josh Allen's always a fun guy to watch.
He's a
and
fun
then
guy.
James Cook too.
Yep. Love it because I have him on fantasy.
Oh my gosh, he broke the record last year.
Yeah, I know. I have him in my work league, and I'm like 41 points or whatever it was. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say it because I've got Christian McCaffrey in one league and then Jonathan Taylor in another, so I'm doing all right.
You're doing fine.
I'm doing all right with those ones.
So our Thursday night game is Baltimore versus Miami with people no one cares about.
I was about to say a 2-5 team and a 2-6 team.
Yeah.
This is going to be.
When Lamar comes back, I give it. I mean,
Hey, Tua remembered how to play football. And the problem is, it almost made me lose my fantasy league.
Poor Tua.
He doesn't have the consistency.
No.
I think
Through the fog of CTE, he found a way to throw the ball.
Listen, when all the three marbles do line up correctly, it really, really clicks. I say that. I was such a Tua fan when he was in college.
Yeah. Well, with those first couple seasons, he was expected. He was showing the sparks.
He was supposed to be that guy.
In between concussion protocols, he was showing those sparks.
Well, dude, in college, he was just so confident, and he would just take over games and then
disappeared.
Just disappeared. And to be fair, that one head hit really didn't go on him. But
that'll do it.
Poor Tua.
Poor Tua.
Poor old Hawk Tua. He, that with him, it's that thing where I'm like, I'm not a Miami fan, but there was so much promise. Like, I feel bad because we talked about it with basketball, where it's like I'm ready for there to be like teams that were prestigious a little bit, even though Miami never really won anything. It was kind of like I was excited for prestige.
Back in the was it the 70s that they had their 16-0 with Dan Marino?
Yeah, Dan Marino was like their bread and butter.
Yeah, they're still living off of that.
Yeah. It's like Chicago and Michael Jordan. It's like they just can't. These teams that were prestigious cannot catch a break right now. And it's like I'm ready for things. I don't know if it's just because like I'm in this nostalgia era where like I just want things to feel like they used to.
No, don't say that because that's how the Patriots are now at 6-2 or whatever they're at right now. So I'm a fan of not worrying about that. We say that.
And yet, they win like 4 more.
And yet Drake May is just looking like the second coming of Tom Brady here. So
he's putting together quite the year.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it all.
Well, awesome. But like football,
good for him, but dang it.
Football's a little bit tougher because with New England, like I'm not excited for the thought of another New England dynasty, but
I don't think it's gonna be a dynasty.
But they've sucked long enough that it's like at least it hasn't. It's been there's been time.
Yeah,
for your wife, it's a little different because now you get to hear about it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll hear it a little bit more than we would.
Drake May jersey now.
Goodness.
Let's go. I know what we're getting you for Christmas.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
A lighter and a flamethrower.
Yep.
Next time y'all go out on vacation, we're just going to bobblehead your house all the way through.
What's that company called? Fathead?
Yeah.
We'll get Fatheads and just Patriots players just like everywhere.
So
just all over the house. That's going to be hilarious. So, so let us know, where's your team at? What do you think about the Cowboys?
Well, I have a non-football one to bring up.
Okay.
I don't know. Y'all keep up with the UFC as of late.
Yeah.
Did you see the Cyril Gahn and
the no contest? Yeah.
Oh no.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so I'll let you explain that one. That was interesting.
I mean, so Aspinall was sort of champion for a while. He was interim while John Jones was doing whatever John Jones was doing. And now that John Jones is gone, he became real champion. This was his first defense.
Yeah.
Right? Against Cyril Gahn and first round?
Yeah, early on in the fight. It's not first or second,
The slow-mo does make it look really bad.
It looks bad.
They called a medical stoppage,
for eye gouging.
Because, dude, his finger was literally, like, in his eyeball.
Yeah.
And, like, there was, like, it just did not look good.
Yo.
He said he couldn't see out of it.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, that's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful. And John Jones was blamed for doing the same thing. Rampage used to talk about this all the time. On his podcast. But he would reach out kind of with his fingers out and then, paw at you essentially and just poke you in the eye. Dude, do you follow Tom Aspinall at all on social media?
No, not on social media.
So he keeps putting out these videos of him like going to eye doctors and stuff. And it's like, okay, we get it.
He's milking it for all it's worth now.
We understand. You got the eye poke, you no contest, cool. We don't have to. Everything doesn't have to be about the eye now. Now, knowing that I said that, he's gonna come back with like blindness or something.
Of course,
like a total jerk. But
with detached retina or something.
Yeah, there's a part of me, like the conspiracy theorist in me, is kind of like, you know, he's playing it up a little bit so that everybody buys that it was as bad as he said it was.
Of course.
But I don't know. What did you think about the no contest?
I mean, it makes sense that it was a no contest. I don't like no contest though. It's because it's like you always want them to fight it and you always want to keep going. I don't know. I'm curious to see if they just do a rematch on it or if they're gonna just completely pass over a rematch. Because it was
they got a rematch.
Yeah, you would think.
Because Ciryl Gane was winning the stand-up portion. He had the more significant strikes, but I think everybody, probably Ciryl himself, would say, Aspinall's the better all-around.
Oh, for sure.
Like he's gonna be a better wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And Ciryl has great takedown defense, but like jiu-jitsu's not his game.
No. And they just didn't have enough time to go and explore all that in the match.
I mean, we're only there for 3 minutes.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, you don't have a lot of time to get to those parts of it.
But it is always hard to come back from something. If again, it is as serious as it is for that eye contact.
Yeah. I will say the slow motions looked awful.
Yeah.
Just he's like punching.
It's just that full.
It's like Three Stooges. He's like punching with his fingers out just to. Yeah. It was bad.
And it wasn't even like a quick little like barely miss. It was deep into the eye.
In his eye.
Yeah, it was like, all right, here's like your face, and it's just like you could see the finger crumple a little bit. Even though they're in those gloves, it just crumpled.
Like when you're trying to get the last cherry out of the
jar.
No,
that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
You're just like that. I keep it PG, boys.
I think. What do they do? I'm trying to remember. So. They don't rule no contest for all medical stoppages.
No, I think it's certain medical stoppages.
Because when Conor kicked and broke his leg, and Michael Chandler did the same thing, that was a loss.
Yeah,
I believe.
I think so.
I guess this one, and I will say,
well, because that was, I think
Ciryl is causing this to be
exactly. Yeah, I think because Conor was actively kicking,
he did it to himself.
That was his own fault. Whereas, this was an opponent doing it.
Yeah,
it'd be
your
like
body just failed.
It'd be like a nut shot at that point too. It's like opponent is causing the damage that is illegal.
Because UFC probably, because I don't follow it real often, but like I think they probably have like just a handful of DQs.
Yeah,
like a handful of what would cause a no contest.
So it's, I think
that's probably one of them. It's like, don't dig your opponent's eye out.
I think it's the malicious intent on that one. Yeah. Can you prove that they're doing it on purpose, or was it an actual accident?
Right.
Because obviously there are some guys that you can tell he's going straight for the eye, he's going 100%. Straight for the below the belt, whatever.
Because in boxing, if I were to, it's punching, but if I were to punch you in the groin, I lost.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly
because
it.
So
you're losing. Just like boxing, you could deduct a point.
And it also depends on the severity too. It's like if you do it repetitively and it's not severe, it's loss of points at that point. Yeah. So
I think it's interesting. I would say I would like a little bit stronger policing of this whole eye gouge situation because there's such a difference between. Obviously. Well, there's punching.
They tried briefly.
And there's this. I don't know. Well, I'm like needing you to.
They tried briefly to change the glove style, and they changed it right back because everybody hated the new gloves. Because the new gloves they forced them to have more of this kind of grip. Because right now the gloves have them just stuck to this position as a natural, as opposed to tightening it down to where you can't actually gouge. But I think they were hating it because you couldn't grapple as well.
Yeah, I mean, imagine trying to grapple with your paws.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it reminds me of Waterboy when he's like, go ahead, he's a big guy, go ahead and tackle him. And he walks up and he's like, courtesy of Captain Insano. He pokes him in the eyes. Oh, man, that's brutal, man. Eye stuff, intent goes a long way.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
Yeah, intent definitely goes a long way. I don't know. I can't tell. Like it's hard because
that's so subjective. Yeah, that's so subjective.
Yeah, because it's one of those like you could argue where and then you could argue where like nah, bro. Yeah, like that's my English lesson for that. Yeah, bro.
I think it's usually the repetitiveness of it. Of like, all right, does he have a history of doing this kind of thing, or is it in the match itself?
I don't know Ciryl's like style.
Yeah, I don't know his fighting history on that one.
John Jones was always criticized for it because his style was very much like he would hold his one hand just out in like La La Land.
Yeah.
Well, that was his defense because it was just that he could catch.
That was his style,
he could catch
but
his,
it led
his
to
defense.
a lot of eye pokes.
Yeah,
Because like if you're going like this and someone's coming towards you,
that's his.
Exactly.
That was his argument though. Is like, hey, he knows I'm putting my hand out, but he's still putting his face into my hand, as opposed to this where he was actively reaching out for that. So
and you're talking about somebody with like super long reach too.
Yeah.
Shogun has long arms.
Yeah.
Well, think about the promo material for if they do a rematch.
Yeah.
They call it eye for an eye.
Yeah.
You know, think of the whole
gosh, that'd be
promo.
really good.
I'm
That'd
saying,
be really
dude.
Dude, all the lead up stuff is gonna be excellent. Though.
Yeah,
all
lead-up's
the
gonna be really
all
good.
all the smack talk in front.
They're not the best smack talkers.
No, but
No.
but there's at least more
They're
fuel
no
to the
Chael
fire.
Sonnens.
Yeah.
They're definitely no Conor McGregors, unfortunately.
No, those.
Yeah, you gotta have showmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why UFC right now I think is in a weird lull.
And
Yeah.
John Jones, even though he wasn't the same type of showman, he was almost like a bad, like
It was so bad it
cryptically
was-
bad
yeah,
guy.
it was
That
so bad it
the
was good,
character.
yeah.
That was the showmanship.
Yeah.
Was, I just be a villain.
You just be a villain.
Everybody hates me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like revel in it. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
What do you think about?
Yeah.
Problem with UFC following it is there's a lot of matches I don't care about.
There are so many. Yeah.
Like I love UFC. I think I've watched every UFC up to this. No, not to this point because I fell off at some point. But the first 200 UFCs, 250, I watched every one.
Right.
I've watched
That's
the first
impressive.
10
That's impressive.
on VHS with my dad when I was like 10.
Bruh, those are some of my
Dang.
favorite
They're
ones.
so good.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm like, you get the guy that's like, you have a world-class
Like,
kung fu master
yeah.
versus a kickboxing champion.
Yeah, it
And
was
you're
just
like,
they were specialists in their own
Yeah.
right. It's like, you have the
yeah.
karate expert versus
Yes.
yeah, the
I
judo
love
guy.
that bare
yeah.
knuckle fight. Like get
Yeah.
everybody
Well,
from all
Shoes,
styles
no
of
shoes,
yeah.
gis,
Yeah.
and leotards.
Oh, I love it.
Singlets.
Yeah.
You get Ken Shamrock out there looking like an animal. Like it just was like some
Yeah.
of the best. Because like, did y'all ever watch Bloodsport with
Yeah.
with
Oh,
what's his face, Jean-Claude?
Yep.
Like that's how I'm like, that right there is my jam.
Yeah.
Underground, dark, like, and that's coming from a
That's
wrestling.
what, and
fan.
that's
Like, I
that's what it
need
used
some,
to
like,
be. That
underground,
really is
like-
what it used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, they pulled Kimbo Slice off of the streets the week before his fight. It seemed like so.
Yeah.
Like that was back when it
Well,
was, and that was even
especially-
later on.
Yeah, that was way later.
Yeah.
Like, before, when they were doing tournament style,
Mm-hmm.
from what I understand, it was like 3 days of cocaine and just bare knuckle.
Dude, they put him in like a dungeon with like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
literally looked like something out of a movie. Like that UFC one, I find hilarious because it looks like an 80s movie.
Yeah.
And you go in there and it was a tournament style, so you have their brackets set up and you're
Right.
like, okay, you just go for
Now,
it.
that is
who's the ultimate
That is
fighting
wild
champion.
to me that it was brackets out there. You're fighting multiple times.
Oh yeah, you could fight 3 times in,
Yeah.
in the night.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
Well,
insane.
Because that's what it was meant to. It just made no money, which I find so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it made no money that way.
it's so hard to get sponsors back then. People were like,
'Cause
because it was
it-
weird. Everybody's like, it was a much more physical. Like the sports were,
Yeah.
and it's like ooh blood.
Because because it was more gruesome. Yeah, I think it was like that was the
Oh, it was
definition.
gruesome.
Because between boxing that had all the money in
Yeah.
it was it's the sweet science or whatever.
Right.
It's like because it's all logical and technical and not a
Yes.
lot of blood unless you break a nose.
Guys,
Well-
I have a future video idea. We need to do a
I can only
like a live stream or whatever, or even just like a reaction to UFC 1.
Oh
love
yeah,
it.
I'm down
Because
with
it's
that.
such a
yeah.
blast.
You've seen it,
Yeah,
I'm sure, right?
I've seen
We've all
clips of it.
seen
I've never seen it all the way
you
through.
have to watch the
I've only
whole-
seen like specific
Dude,
clips.
I've watched the whole event probably like 3 times.
Oh my
because
gosh.
it's just so fun.
Yeah.
You're like,
1,000
I know who
times.
wins.
Oh, man.
When that sumo guy comes out, I think it was in the first.
See,
I think
I've
it was
seen
the
that.
first
round.
Was that
Two,
was that sumo versus a karate dude, right?
It was like taekwondo.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
As a kid.
because it was sumo,
He was
like
a
a big
big
dude
dude,
versus
yeah.
a guy in a gi.
Wow, he
I
just-
see. That's the clip I've
Yeah.
seen.
His front
Yeah,
teeth out. Just right
you're
now.
like, what?
Yeah.
But that tournament style, like we have to do something with
Yeah.
that because like that'd
Yeah.
be so fun, dude.
And it was so interesting back then. Anything could happen, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
had Dan Severn, which was like an Olympic wrestler, and then you had like this was a little later, but not much later. I think it was UFC 10. You have like Tank Abbott.
Yeah.
Tank Abbott was like a 275-pound hillbilly from the trailer park. He literally had no training. He was just like, I just hit people. There was no wrestling. There was nothing. He was like,
Yep.
you know what my plan is? I'm gonna hit him hard and he hits me.
yeah.
Well, speaking of Dan Severn, did you ever hear about the Brawl for All for wrestling back in the day? So WrestleMania, I think it was 10. They were doing maybe 10. They did a Brawl for All tournament leading up to WrestleMania,
Right.
which was like they call it shoot, which is like real fighting,
Yeah.
boxing.
Okay.
So they did a whole tournament. They brought Dan Severn in to be in it because they were like, he'll go all the way. Like these
Oh,
are
he'll
like
go
our
all the
wrestlers are
way.
strong, but they're not
Yeah.
boxers. And I think he ended up getting hurt in the first round. And they end up having, there's a dude named Bart Gunn who ended up winning the whole thing that was not meant to because it's all like actual boxing
Yeah.
from WWF
You can't
at the time.
script that kind of stuff.
And so
yeah.
he won, and they were
Wow.
pissed that he won. They were like, cool, you won, but we wanted Dan Severn to win it.
Right.
And so then what they did was they put the winner, which was, again, he's a wrestler, not a boxer. He just happened to win the boxing match against Butterbean. And Butterbean absolutely murdered him.
I bet he did.
It was insane. It was like Butterbean went and hit him in the face, and he's like, it's WrestleMania, it's your Super Bowl, and you're getting actually knocked the hell out. And he just like gets hit by Butterbean and goes and just collapses to the ground.
I would.
It's like putty.
Oh, I would.
I'm like, it was brutal.
If you get hyped up the entire time of like, hey, you're gonna do this and win, and all of a sudden we're gonna throw you against an actual boxer.
Yeah.
And no, I'm taking that fall.
Oh,
100%.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you know what's crazy is so before UFC, there was little promotions in Japan. It was huge. And it was called Pancrase. And Boss Rudin was like really, really good. Ken Shamrock came from Pancrase. Boss Rudin. But the rule in Pancrase is you couldn't hit with a fist. So they would just slap the ever-loving mess out of each other. Boss Rudin used to do slap body shots and knock people out. It was awesome.
That's crazy.
Because he would hit him in the liver, but he was like palm slapping him.
yeah, I
He
guess.
just knew how to hit him.
Oh, he could hit him. Like, he's using the butt.
Well, because then it's like force of contact, it's blunt force trauma at that point.
Yeah.
Dude, just watching another man get slapped to submission, it's wild. It was wild.
We also got to think, like, if the reason's probably big in Japan is because a lot of those fighting styles are open palm type of, fighting.
It was actually because Japan, very similar rules, you couldn't show a closed fist connection on TV.
Interesting.
In Japan. So that's why the only rule, like they had other rules, obviously, no eye gouge, no hooking.
Sure. But specifically, that was the rule.
You could curb stomp, though, so that was interesting.
That's interesting.
But
you can't punch me, but if you want to...
They would not allow closed fist strikes on TV. So they made it to where everybody just slapped.
Huh.
But it was interesting. I like the old ones because the skill level wasn't as high. But also, they were there to kill each other.
Yeah.
Right? You watch, like, Ken Shamrock when he first came out. Like, I think it was his very first fight in UFC. He runs out, guy kicks him, he catches the kick, falls down, and immediately breaks his guy's knee.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
because it was a different game. It was just a win.
Video where you could hear it. You could hear the pop.
Oh, no.
And it's like Ken Shamrock had no mercy. He's like, I'm going to end your entire life. Because that dude was done. That's like, he broke everything. He just ripped the knee apart, stood up, walked to the back, like, I'm ready for the next fight. Because he didn't waste any energy.
Right, at that point, yeah. If you're having to fight multiple fights, you go for immediate kill.
I'm here to win.
I
loved it.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Like, now I would equate it to, like, Jorge Masvidal comes out and just flying knees with a screen in the face. I love that. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Let's start. I don't like all this, we're going to dance.
Yeah. It was Ken Shamrock shoot fighting was his skill versus Patrick Smith in Taekwondo. Like that was the first round matchup. That just shows you that's already a different style of 100% different.
Huge.
Interesting.
Because you had Art Emerson of boxing versus Royce Gracie, which I remember Gracie being a huge
Gracie.
deal for
Really?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Wow.
Kickboxer versus, so I'm just looking at their actual, so kickboxing versus Kenpo,
Which
sumo
Royce
versus
Gracie
Savant.
was interesting, right? So Royce was the son, I'm going to get the names wrong, I think it's Royler Gracie.
I don't remember all the names, just the other Gracies.
They created like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil or from Japan. The reason that Royce was the one to fight is because he was the runt.
Really?
Yeah. He wanted to prove, so the challenge used to be the Gracie challenge.
Yeah.
Send your best person, we'll beat them on our soil.
Yeah.
We'll prove that we're better than everybody as a family, our style. And so, you go over, and I believe his dad was like, he was a big guy. He was like, and all his brothers were real big. So
he was the worst one.
He was like the little guy. He was like the little fella. Now, little fella was like 5'11" and in
Right,
great shape, and like grew up wrestling from 2.
Yeah.
But they would send him out, and he was thin. He was not very scary. He didn't talk a lot of trash, and he was just he wouldn't really rip people apart.
No, but he'd wreck everybody.
Yeah. Now the part that was bad about him, there was no time limit back then. So he said like you could watch him lay on the ground and let the other dude tire himself out for like an hour.
Jeez.
Like, he's I'm probably not an hour, but it felt
But
like
it felt, when you're fighting like that, 10 minutes feels like an hour,
And then eventually dude get tired, raise his head just a little too much. Boy, he wrap up and he just choked his little butt out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
imagine
incredible.
getting choked out by the little brother. I'm so mad.
Like,
I done traveled all the way here, and you send out your worst Pokemon.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh, you gotta love it.
it's like Meowth come out and just beat you. And then it's just,
Like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I miss the old UFC. They should do something like that similar, but that'd be fun.
it would be very
It's too
interesting.
mainstream now. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's true.
I'll be honest, the Ultimate Fighter when it started was kind of like that because everybody was still amateur enough that there was these huge differences in styles.
Yeah.
right? Because like in early on, like it was crazy.
Yeah.
You'd have a dude who's like, I grew up Golden Glove boxing, and it'd be like a wrestler who's
But
never
see,
thrown a punch.
that's also the problem with UFC though. It's like now everybody, you need to have a little bit of a boxing game. You need to have a little bit of a ground game.
'cause now they
you
train
have your
everything.
specialists in each, but everybody still has to be can have to do one or the other.
Yeah.
You can't just have, or at least you can, but they don't last that long.
Yeah.
Because they get exposed very quickly. All the guys that, all the wrestlers, all those Russian wrestlers that are coming out that are just demolishing all the boxers because they don't know how to go on the ground whatsoever.
That's literally it. And, training methods aside, because they're a little extreme and probably a little bit more on the roidy side for the first 18 years. But yeah, they're so good at control.
Right.
It has to be so demoralizing to be like, I'm gonna punch you, and it's like, I can't hit him.
It's like you're back with Mayweather for his. It's like he had the shield. He just turtled up, and that's just how he won everything. He could still fight, but it's like his biggest asset was the fact that he could turtle up and shield very well. And that's 100%. What wrestling does in UFC. If you can take someone to the ground and control them, you're making them tire themselves out the entire time.
100%.
That's how Conor lost Khabib.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that was the biggest way. That's the reason why he lost. He just got tired out. Khabib got him on the ground and started just smothering him.
And the style they do is called combat sambo. It's a very interesting style because it takes the rules of judo, the rules of wrestling, combines them. Because like in judo, you can't do leg takedowns. Like that's the rule. It has to be an upper body takedown.
Okay.
In like folk style wrestling, you can't do upper body takedowns really. Like it has to be an arm takedown or a leg takedown. They just combine it. They're like all takedowns.
Right.
And then to make it better, they're like, also if you drop your hands, you can absolutely knock the other guy out. So it's like you're having a wrestling match, but just know I'm going to hit you at some point.
Right.
Just at some point, I'm just going to swing wildly, and I'm going to end it all. So
wow.
Yeah.
So let us know if you're interested in we'll figure out the details if you are, but like the
that would be really
live
good.
reaction of it. That'd be a lot of fun to watch.
Because there's a lot of good, even with there's a couple of WWE tournaments I want to show you guys too, because it's like they did it's called the Cruiserweight Classic, where it was like it seemed kind of UFC back in the day, but it's not like it's WWE, but it was in their developmental system, so the crowd's a little bit smaller.
Right.
They get guys that aren't signed from WWE to be in the tournament, so it was kind of cool. Okay. So they got lots of stuff.
Hey, and listen, some of the UFC guys made the crossover WWE.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock did real good.
Yeah, so did Frank.
Yeah.
Frank came over. And then one of the best grapplers in the world right now is named Nicky Rod. And he fell out of the reality show.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What's that called?
Tough Enough?
Tough Enough.
Yep.
He was on Tough Enough, did really, really good, and then like he lost in like the ending portion, and he was like, man, I don't know what to do. So and then he goes and like wins the world championships of jiu-jitsu, ADCC.
Of course.
Yeah. But so there you go. Yeah. That's the non-football basketball talk.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, awesome. Well, yeah, like I said, let us know anything. Football, baseball, World Series coming, like is about to be coming to
Let
a
us
close.
know all your predictions, how your sports teams are going to be working out. At this point, pick a sports team.
Pick a sport, let's go.
So, all right. We'll talk to you guys later. Check out our socials, like and subscribe. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.